Good morning, students. So today we are starting our next chapter of first unit, that is detailed classification of animal kingdom. In last chapter we have completed the detailed classification of plant kingdom, and now we will study about the animal kingdom. So without wasting time, I am starting the class. So this first we will study the general characteristics of these animals. As we have already studied in our second chapter, here also we will repeat certain points of some general characteristics of animal kingdom. So these animals beta, these are multicellular. They are multicellular eukaryotic organism. Animals are multicellular eukaryotic organism. That means they have multicellular body and their cells are eukaryotic in nature. Second thing, on the basis of nutrition, that is, all animals carry out heterotrophic nutrition. They carry out heterotrophic nutrition. Further, most of the animals, or mostly animals, reproduce through sexual reproduction. Further, on the basis of ribosomes, because animals contains the eukaryotic cells, and these eukaryotic cells, they contains 80S type of ribosomes. That means contains 80S type of ribosomes. Further, these animal cell, they lacks cell wall and cell organelles such as chloroplast. So all this chloroplast and cell wall, they are absent in case of animal kingdom. Now we will discuss the different criteria or the different basis on which the animal kingdom have been divided into different sub-kingdoms. So we will now discuss the different criteria or the basis of classification of animal kingdom. So the next is basis of classification. So this animal kingdom, it have been further divided into several subgroups or sub-kingdoms on the basis of several criteria. We will discuss each of these in details. I am just writing name first. So the first criteria, that is body organization. Body organization means whether the organism have the cellular level of body organization, whether it have the tissue level of body organization, or it have the organ or organ system level of body organization. Second criteria for the classification of animals is presence or absence of notochord. So those organisms which contains this notochord, they are chordates. Which do not contain, they are non-chordates. The third criteria for classification of these organisms is symmetry. That is body symmetry. Further, the fourth criteria for classification of these organisms is body cavity, and this body cavity, that is also known as coelom. The fifth criteria is the segmentation of body, that is also known as metamorphism. So all these criteria, they have been used for classifying living organisms into different groups and subgroups. We have one more criteria, that is number of germ layers. Number of germ layers. Now we will discuss each of these criteria in details. So first I am starting with body organization. So on the basis of the organization of cells in multicellular organisms, the organism can be of 4 different types. That is, the organism which have cellular level of body organization, the organism which have the tissue level of body organization, the organism which have the organ level of body organization, and the organism which have organ system level of body organization. So on the basis of this body organization, the organism can be divided or classified into 4 different groups. That is, the first organism having cellular level of body organization. Cellular level of body organization. So in case of cellular level of body organization, the cells are arranged in loose aggregates. So the organism having the cellular body of organization or cellular level of body organization, in these organisms their body cells are arranged to form the loose cell aggregates, and the example of such organism includes the sponges. An example includes the sponges. So these sponges, they have cellular level of body organization. Now the second type of body organization is tissue level of body organization. Tissue level of level of body organization. So in an organism, the cells which performs the same function, which have the identical size and shape, all these cells, they group together to form a tissue, and such organisms have tissue level of body organization, and the example includes the coelentrates. So in case of tissue level of body organization, the cells performing the same function, which are identical in shape and size, they aggregates to form a tissue, and each of these tissue have to perform some specific function. Each tissue have to perform some specific function, and such type of body organization, it is found in coelentrates. Now the third type of body organization is known as organ level of body organization. In case of organ level of body organization, the different tissue, they aggregates to form an organ, and then this organ performs some specific function. The example of organism which includes organ level of body organization is platyhelminths. So these platyhelminths, they have organ level of body organization. Further, the fourth type of body organization is organ system level of body organization. Fourth is organ system level of body organization. So in certain organism, these organs, they associate to form an organ system, and then this organ system have to perform some specific physiological function. So the organism having organ level of body organization, they also shows some specific patterns in different organ systems, such as in case of digestive system, some organisms have only single pore in their body. That is the case of incomplete digestive system, and it is usually found in platyhelminths, whereas the other organisms have two openings in digestive system, that is mouth and anus, and they have complete digestive system. Next thing, in the organism which have organ system level of body organization, in their circulatory system, they may contain the open circulatory system or closed circulatory system. If they contains the open circulatory system, then the blood that was pumped by heart, it directly reaches to the body cells or body tissue. Whereas if an organism have closed blood circulatory system, then the blood that was pumped by heart, it first enters into the blood vessels of different diameters such as arteries, veins and blood capillaries, and then only it will reach to the body cells. So in organism having organ system of body organization, the different patterns have been observed in different systems such as digestive system and in case of circulatory system. Now, the example of the organism which shows the organ system level of body organization includes molluscs, chordates and echinoderms. So all these organisms, they have organ system level of body organization. Now we will discuss the next criteria for classification of living organism. And our next criteria for classification of living organism is symmetry, that is body symmetry. So on the basis of body symmetry, the organism can be classified into three different groups. That is, the first one is the organism which are included in asymmetrical organism. Asymmetrical organism. Asymmetrical organisms are those organisms in which their body cannot be divided into two equal halves by any plane passing through their center or central axis, Okay? So the organism in which their body cannot be divided into two equal halves by any axis that is passing through their center, they are known as asymmetrical organism. And the examples of asymmetrical organism includes the sponges. The example includes the sponges. Now the second type is radial symmetry. In case of radial symmetry, the body of organism can be divided into two equal halves by any plane passing through their body. And the examples of radial symmetry includes, that is, coelentrates and echinoderms. Now, the third type of symmetry is known as bilateral symmetry. In case of bilateral symmetry, the body of an organism can be divided in only two equal halves, that is right half and left half, by only a single axis passing through the center of that body. So when we divide our organism into two equal halves, that is right half and left half, by only a single axis passing through its body, then such type of symmetry is known as bilateral symmetry, and human beings are the examples of this symmetry. Clear? Whereas this bilateral symmetry, it is usually observed in case of annelids and in case of arthropods. It is found in arthropods and annelids. Now, our next criteria for classification of living organism is the number of germ layers. So now we will discuss the number of germ layers.